Hey y'all, today I want to cover my top 10 perfume channels. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not having the greatest day. I woke up, I think I was doing too much yoga on Friday or something, and my arm is like in pain, so I took a bunch of ibuprofen and put some Bengay on my arm, and it feels better, but it still kind of hurts. So if I seem a little bit I am, but I still want to go over this and talk about the influencers in the perfume community on YouTube who I consider my top 10. And we'll start with an honorable mention. The person, my perfume obsession, my perfume hobby is very much tied to YouTube, and it's started initially by watching my honorable mention and my top 10, so there'll be 11, is Kathleenlights, and she's not a fragrance reviewer primarily. She is makeup, but she does really cute fragrance videos because she still loves collecting perfume, and that's how I got started in all of this. So honorable mention to Kathleenlights. Now, number 10 I'll start in with is Delicious Delights, and I would rate Delicious Delights higher because she has a really extensive knowledge and just like a depth of experience with fragrance that is it's pretty strong. So I would rate her higher, but a lot of her videos only use hands and it drives me crazy. I know she's like, yeah, here's a face video, but I want to see her face more. So that's why she gets a little bit lower rating than some of these others. But she recently inspired me to purchase some Guerlains, stuff that I'll be doing in another video, a haul video soon. So I'm going to say number 10 is Delicious Delights. Number 9 is primarily a cologne reviewer, I would say, but he does have perfume reviews, and I find them interesting and helpful, and he's entertaining. So that's Jeremy Fragrance. He's pretty well known. I'm sure he's been on YouTube for quite a while, and he does mostly men's fragrances, but he will do a decent amount of female perfume reviews. So that is my number 9. My number 8 is also another kind of lifestyle channel who is pretty heavy in fragrance, and that is Angel Lately out of Kenya. And Angel loves rose perfume. She does kind of all the spectrum perfume. She's very passionate about fragrance, and I like her taste. She's influenced me to buy a few, including like White Tea by Elizabeth Arden. And yeah, Angel Lately, it would be my number 8 spot. Number 7 is pretty new to me. Actually, Demi Rollins had said that she was influencing her, so I checked her out, and this Eva Monroe it is, and she has a really extensive collection of high-end perfumes. She does high-end designer niche, it looks like, primarily, and yeah, she's just got interesting taste and very massive collection. So Eva Monroe, I'd say number 7. Number 6, I'm going to go with Sookie London. And Sookie London is very passionate about perfumes. She does a lot of collection reviews, which I think is a little bit unique to her, where she'll do like the entire line of this or that designer. And I think that's pretty interesting and kind of fun. And she's also kind of on the leading edge. She'll review things that are brand new a lot of the time, that she doesn't own but she smelled, and I find that to be pretty helpful too. So Sookie London. Next, I would say Sara Maze, and Sara Maze is pretty new, I think, on YouTube, but she does a lot of kind of obscure, maybe less expensive brands, as well as, you know, niche and high-end is in her collection, but she kind of goes out of her way to find the lower end price range and like the gems within the lower end of the spectrum, and she just has a high volume of turnover in her collection. So she, I think, adds a lot of value, and I've purchased several perfumes on her recommendation as well. Number 4, I'm going to give to Rhonda Lewis. And Rhonda is definitely into like designer flankers, I'd say. I notice her kind of getting into primarily. And she recently exposed me to this sub niche of perfume channels on YouTube, which are perfume ASMR videos. And I'm not super familiar with ASMR. I think it's kind of a funny trend. It's like whispering and like auditory, like sensation, like they whisper. It's like everything is whispered, and it's ASMR. Like, I don't know. It's kind of funny. So she was doing some of those, and I realized there's a whole sub niche in the perfume community of ASMR perfume videos I didn't know about till recently. So thanks, Rhonda. And she's also just really passionate and knowledgeable about perfume. I've said before, she's really good about knowing like what temperature to wear perfumes in and how to kind of wear them the best in terms of seasons. So Rhonda, you go. Number 3 on my list, I'd say, is Demi Rowling, and she has a massive niche collection. She's been on YouTube for quite a while. She's got a big following, and she really does a lot with the niche, and I cannot keep up with her. Like, she was one of my early influencers, and I bought a lot of perfumes on her recommendation, but she just has so many, and there's always so many new ones. So she influences me, but I couldn't afford to keep up with her. I lost track of her a long time ago. But she's still, you know, super passionate. Her enthusiasm is like unparalleled in terms of her reviews. So good on Demi Rowling. I'm sure she's pushed a lot of perfumes through her channel of people just seeing how passionate she is about them, and then going to check them out for themselves. So Demi Rowling, number 3. Number 2 on my list, and of course this is all just my personal preference and my, you know, what I find valuable from my perspective. So everybody's got their own set, and I'm sure if I did a top 20, that a lot of yours that you haven't heard me mention here would be in them, or probably, you know, or who knows how many people are on YouTube with perfume channels. But anyway, so my number 2 spot would go to Mila LeBlanc. And I like Mila because she's funny. I think she's just kind of a character, and she's also really into perfume. She makes me laugh, and she will upload rain or shine. You know, even if she's in a bad mood, I feel like those videos that she does are some of the most entertaining. So yeah, and I think she's got a taste in perfume that I find pretty similar to mine, I guess. So Mila LeBlanc will get the number 2 spot. And number 1 is a pretty new find for me. I have only gotten a few, like 3 perfumes on her recommendation so far, but I feel like just hearing her talk about perfume, her taste is really similar to mine, and her videos are consistent, and she's definitely kind of scouring the landscape for new gems, and I think she's also kind of funny. And that is the Scented. So yeah, that should be my number 1 right now. And all of these influencers are people who, you know, when they get really excited about a perfume, it makes me want to check it out. And most of my collection, not all of it, because there's some that, you know, that I've discovered on my own through going to shops and smelling things, but a lot of it is either just testers that I purchased and then bought, or blind buys that I bought just purely on people's enthusiasm for the scent, and you know, maybe looking up the notes to see if there are notes that I generally like. So yeah, I'll say it again. Honorable mention, Kathleenlights, and then Delicious Delights, Jeremy Fragrance, Angel Lately, Eva Monroe, Sookie London, Rhonda Lewis, Sara Maze, Rhonda Lewis, Demi Rowling, Mila LeBlanc, and number 1 being the Scented. So thank you so much. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.